Hello and welcome to another video. So in today's video we're going to talk about history and how we might be reliving it in a very not good way. So let's start with Alexandria, Egypt. A long time ago. I didn't bother looking up the dates, but I'm thinking it's about 2,000 years ago-ish. There was a library in Alexandria, Egypt. Okay? Now, this library, how about the port? The port at Alexandria had customs agents, right? So your boat would pull in and they would search your boat. And any maps, books they would find, or even like tablets or anything like this, right? They would take it. They would take it to the library at Alexandria and they would copy it. And then they would return the original back to the owner. And in some cases, the owners were very happy to give up the original and take copies, knowing that the original would be secured in this library. Okay? So, our intellectual timeline had the Library of Alexandria continued on the same continuum. Currently, we would have warp space flight. That's how much further in the future we would be. But we got set back by religious people burning down the library. Yes. Carl Sagan famously once told this story that I just told. Okay? Carl Sagan also said that we have a very dangerous situation where everyone relies on technology and hardly anyone understands it. So, I'm looking today, and the United States of America is pretty much the modern Library of Alexandria. And the religious people are attempting to burn it down. Because any sort of civil war or any sort of, a civil war basically, is going to end up with our timeline being set back yet again. Okay? Because once we get to warp space flight, yeah, things are a whole lot better at that point. All right? And really, once we get to the point where the whole planet has education to where everybody understands technology and everybody uses technology, that's where we need to be. But we have generations of people that never retrained themselves. They're all stuck they're all stuck in analog, okay? And they're angry because they feel as though they're not being brought along into the digital world. I mean, look at ISIS. I mean, that's exactly what ISIS was. You've got a bunch of people that are dejected and feel like they've got nothing else. Then what are they going to do? They're like, you know what? Let's just set it back to zero, where everybody has what I have. And that's what happens, right? When you have too many have-nots and you have these huge haves, then the have-nots tear everything down, destroy it all, because they don't understand it. And that's the failure of the system. The systems we currently have, we needed to get to where we are now. But if we don't shift to a resource-based economy and totally change the entire way the systems of the planet operate, we are going to be doomed to keep reliving caveman level extinction events that set us back time and time again. Okay? All you need to do is go to Brian Forrester's channel It's not spelled like a regular Brian Forrester either, so, but put in Brian Forrester Megalithic, okay? And you'll see all the evidence you need to see, unless you're a complete fool, that this planet has obviously been inhabited to much higher levels than is being admitted, okay? There's giants that were all over the planet. I mean, in this country alone, there's hundreds of newspaper articles from the 18, 17, 1900s. 1900s, not as much. About discoveries of giants, right? They found a bunch of there's in the Grand Canyon, go on Google Maps and look at the Grand Canyon, right? There's pyramids right there, right? There's pyramids. And the Smithsonian Institute swooped in and took all that Egyptian-looking artifacts out of there, okay? So the real truth has been hidden. And the reason why I say this is because we need warp spaceflight to get us out of this constant, because this may have been going on for literally maybe millions, if not hundreds of thousands of years, right? There's some kind of species on Earth. And then all of a sudden something happens and it wipes them out. And then the dinosaurs, and then there's another species on Earth and something happens and it wipes them out. And it just keeps happening, okay? And we know these places where these asteroids and comets hit and all this stuff, right? But then there's also all the people, right? So we not only need to worry about the asteroids, we need to worry about the idiots. And really, we just need to educate them. Once they understand the truth, and a lot of them are too far gone, because literally if your brain was not engaged from the age of 0 to 1 in a certain way, your brain doesn't even have the ability to understand the shit ever, right? This is why I'm such a big proponent of licensing childbirth. Nobody knows this shit. It's not common knowledge that if you don't read to a baby from 0 to, it's 2 or 1 or some fucking thing, that baby's just going to be a moron, period. The things that make a brain smart grow then, no other time. So if you're not reading your baby, it's going to be a fucking idiot, right? And just these things could just help our planet out immensely, okay, with licensing of childbirth. Okay? So people are educated how to fucking raise a baby. I mean, come on. Why do you have to have a license for a fucking car? Why do you have to have a license to build a house? Why don't you have to have a license to have a fucking baby? Yeah. Okay? So we need to change up. We need to get this planet on a course where we are just doing things that we need to be doing. You should look at this guy's Thunderfoot's channel, okay? This guy's made a freaking little mini side hobby career out of busting things on those finance sites. I can't remember their names. GoFundMe type shit, right? With science. So people are able just to lie to most people and just say, oh, I got this thing and it does this and that, because most people don't know shit. So this guy, Thunderfoot, he finds these things and he applies science to them oh, well, physics and, and I'm not a scientist, so I just say shit like science and physics, right? But he actually knows because, we're so far along, right? So you got just all these people building bullshit products to scam people, lying, saying they work. And then this other guy, it's a scientist, takes his time to fucking discredit this. And, you know what I'm saying? And this is all a giant waste of fucking time. We're all just 95% of human effort is completely wasted doing shit that is not important at all. Okay? So, a resource-based economy eliminates all the shit that we don't need to be doing. Accountants, entertainers, lawyers, military, okay? All these marketing agents and people that work in the government and administrators and CEOs, all that shit goes away. That is all worthless, pointless BS. Just think how fast the internet will be with 0 ads running on it. Think about that for a second. Ads are pointless. Why do we need to have shit shoved in our face all the time that we don't want? This is capitalism and socialism. It's just as retarded as fucking capitalism is, okay? And we don't really need democracy either. Democracy is an app, okay? An algorithm and an app could literally do a much better job at administering the fucking planet than people do, by a long shot, okay? It's just about going in that direction. It's just about deciding that we're tired of wasting our time, we're tired of war, we're tired of people starving, we're tired of people being homeless, we're tired of retards breeding, and we just want a sane planet with a lot of educated people. We want to have warp space flights so we don't have to be extincted again, okay? This is not too much to ask for, and it's not that complicated. It's actually so much less complicated than what we do right now. What we do right now is 95% of what we do right now is wasted time. And people are starving, and people are homeless. Okay? So it's obviously it doesn't work. All right? And all the things that have been tried in the past don't work either. So having some Hitlers and Stalin, none of that shit works. No. And they didn't have the technology that we have today to make this work. Okay? And a lot of people that don't understand the technology can't wrap their mind around what I'm talking about. Okay? And a lot of it is blockchain. And blockchain basically is how we don't need accountants. Okay? That's simple. It's just a ledger. It's just a document that says what is this and that, and it's duplicated all over the place so you know they're all correct. They can be checked against each other. Simple, right? And this is how we make a society that's fair and equitable, how we track things, how we appropriate things is all through blockchain, okay? This technology, all the currencies are just garbage. There's no need for currency at all. We don't need currencies. It's useless, okay? We don't need leaders, okay? Leaders are people that kind of rise to the occasion, like this person's a super good teacher, right? Or this person's a really good mechanic, or this person's a really, and those people then don't just quit being a fucking mechanic and then just go tell everybody what to do. No! They lead by example within their own little worlds of doing stuff, right? That's how things work. We got these entire classes of people that don't do anything and that actively ruin people's lives. They're called CEOs. Ask anybody that had a manufacturing job in the 80s or 90s what they think of their CEOs that exported the factories over to China. I mean, and all that stuff is all just this capitalist BS game that's unnecessary. They're trying to bring the United States down to the rest of the world's labor, right? They've been actively trying to do this for a long time. They want us to be just as, underpaid and, poor as every third world country. And they are the billionaires. They are the rich ruling class that doesn't want to really do anything. They just want to continue to hoard all the money and, dictate all the policies, no matter how completely moronic, inhumane, or pointless these policies may be. Okay? Now, until you remove the human element, you're always going to have waste, fraud, and abuse. Okay? Now, you have a group of humans that originally put this thing together that are good quality humans. And all this is open source, right? So it's not like there's some hidden thing in the algorithm. No. Everybody that can read code is more than welcome to go in there and read it, right? And how that code gets adjusted and all this and that is where the democracy still exists in a resource-based economy, okay? because you're going to have to dial it in, and especially in the beginning, you're going to have, it's going to be a complicated thing to get the algorithm to be perfect. And what kinds of things do the algorithm do? Well, it's very simple. You have your phone, okay? You have your skill sets, okay? All the different things you know how to do, okay? Now, the algorithm, like somebody all of a sudden, let's say somebody starts to have a heart attack, right? Well, their phone detects that and then sends out communications by the algorithm, says, oh, this person's having a medical event, detects all the people that can, and it's not like we just have these special people. It's like everybody's an EMT. There's no reason why everybody can't be an EMT when we're all highly intelligent through licensing of childbirth, okay? So now people can respond, or, this machine broke down, this robot broke down. It's harvest time. And this particular crop just can't be harvested by anything but people. So everybody gets together and spends a day harvesting. Big fucking deal. Awesome. We all hanging out, maybe have some beers, whatever. Good times, right? Not going sitting in a fucking courtroom. That doesn't exist in a resource-based economy, okay? No more judges, no more lawyers. One law, do no harm. Right? And so you can think of it like this. We currently, and in all the systems that we've ever seen in this planet, they're all punitive-based systems. Okay? In other words, you are perfect or you are fucked. That's the punitive-based system. So now, in a resource-based economy, it's a reward-based system. Like, you've got everything from day one. You need to educate yourself, and you need to report basically to the things that you're needed for to do, right? And so for doing that, then you'll be in virtual queues to go to the most amazing places all over the planet for vacations. Right? Because that's what it's all going to be about, is going and seeing this and seeing that. Because you're going to have all this time, because no more time is being wasted. Okay? So when you don't have any more wasted time, just think of all that time you could do. Now, nobody's making your food for you. Nobody's cleaning for you. Nobody's pumping gas into your car. There is no more servant class people. There is no more of that. There's robots, and there's your do-it-yourself, and there's people that get together to do it together. That's it, okay? And only things that are important. So this is where we could go. This is what our technology has us, where our technology has us today. We have the technology. This is not some fantasy thing that, we could do this. No, we could do this right now, okay? Because we all have these things, and that's all it takes. Because the system of a resource-based economy is simple compared to all this democracy, capitalism, and all this. Go get a 40-hour week job and having rich people fucking tell you what to do and all this. It's all out the window. Okay? Now, I've made a video how literally day one from a resource-based economy will start. Go watch that video. It's in the resource-based economy playlist. And I have hope for human beings overall, okay? Because there is so many positive things. There's kids working on cleaning up their grandparents, great-grandparents, parents' messes that they've left on this earth, okay? The Great Pacific Garbage Patch is being cleaned up by like a 20-year-old or something. Yeah. So you have these people, Precious Plastic, that are working to get plastic recycling decentralized and into the hands of just people where the plastic waste is. Okay, you have people working on battery systems. I mean, the Cybertruck. We have a bright future. But the problem is we have a huge chunk of people that use technology that don't understand it. And those people are going to want to crash everything at some point if they aren't taken along on this ride. And the ride is the robots are real. The robots are here and the robots are taking your jobs and there ain't going to be and we should be like, yes! I don't have to sit in a fucking semi-truck on my ass all day. Yee fucking haw. I don't have to go fucking swing a hammer all day. Yee fucking haw. I don't gotta sit on a desk and fucking punch in fucking numbers all day. Yeehaw. We should be embracing this, robots. Embracing it and making sure that it is benefiting the entire planet, resource-based economy, and not just the fucking 0.0001% of who's getting it all right now. All those robots benefit like 50 people on the whole planet at this point. Okay? And they're just going to get the morbidly wealthy, disgustingly wealthy, if we don't change the system. Now, these people are going to have a nice life as well, but it's just time that it's an equal planet. We can't have an equal planet. We can't have a fair planet. Everybody wants to tell you, oh, life's not fair, and life says, yeah, it can be now, okay? And, easy life or whatever, it would be a lot easier when you don't have to have a lock on your door. It'd be a lot easier when you don't have to fucking ever worry about somebody fucking just stabbing you randomly or just shooting you randomly or just fucking stealing from you randomly, right? Because all that is brought to you by the systems we live under. People let people breed, anyone, and then they let them do whatever they want with the baby, raise the baby however it wants, and then that baby goes on. So it's either it hits it perfectly or and so the first steps come in acknowledging that intelligence is more important than power. Intelligence is more important than just about anything we have going on. And if we don't start respecting intelligence, start as a whole planet trying to be one big group of smart people that just get along and do cool shit, then maybe the people that inherit this planet in another few thousand years will get it right, and they'll get warp space flight, and they'll be able to get their asses up off the planet before the next asteroid wipes them out. Because that's it, right? So all these fools jump off, they're just going to be able to prevent us from saving ourselves from asteroids. They aren't going to wipe us out, well, nuclear bombs, but aside from nuclear bombs, we're at this moment. We are the fucking Library of Alexandria. Are we going to let ourselves be burned down, or are we going to go and have warp space flight? I know what I'm voting for. Peace.